Hi, and welcome back to It Figures. Tonight I am going to be reviewing a Pop Games figure for you of Titanfall 2. And this is Jack and BT. My wife actually got this figure for me because she was watching me play Titanfall 2 and just fell in love with BT, and so did I, but I didn't even know this existed, so I'm pretty happy that she went out and got this for me. This is a fairly large pop figure. I'd probably say one of the biggest ones I've had. I would say it's around the size of Ludo, so if you go back and watch my Labyrinth review, I would say he's about that size, or maybe even a little bit larger. On the back it has different Titans that are in the game: Sarah, a mob, and Blisk and Legion, Atlas and Pilot, and of course the one I have, Jack and BT. Now if you're completely confused what the heck this is from the video game Titanfall 2, where you play the character Jack and his Titan is called BT. And BT talks to you in the game, and he has this great personality, and it's just a character you really fall in love with. So let's go ahead and open up BT and take a closer look at him. Let's take a look at Jack first. So I can say that I've never owned any of these type of pop figures, and I believe the only robot I have ever bought was Robbie the Robot, which is a little bit different than these guys. But here's Jack, and he is sort of like a mini pop figure. He has a big head and a small body. The weird thing about this is the head doesn't rotate, so it's just a standing figure, which really doesn't stand. So I'll show you. I was trying to hold him up, but he just falls right over. There's no way to get him to actually stand up. At least I was not able to, and you can't adjust anything on the body to get him to stand. He'll just fall over. But I don't really think he was meant to stand. I think he was meant to stay inside of BT. But it's a little odd that he just doesn't stand on his own. So the sculpt here is great. I mean, I'm really surprised on how good this is. I mean, look at that. The paint is really good. The sculpt is everywhere. He has the knife. He has the body armor. And even on the back here, he has like the little jetpack that he can fly with. And just really, really great sculpt. Here's the back of his helmet, front of his helmet, which again, look at all the crazy detail. And this is, not like a NECA figure or a McFarlane figure or anything like that. This is a pop figure. And normally pop figures don't have this extreme amount of detail, so I'm pretty impressed with this. Now, let's take a look at BT. Now, BT is even more detailed. This actually does look like a NECA figure or something maybe McFarlane would release. That's how much detail is on this, and it's really, really, really impressive. You can see all the shoulder mechanics and all the details coming down the arm to the hand, and you take a look at the details in the hand. They're fantastic. The body itself looks just like the game. The one eye here is basically BT's big personality, because it does move up and down in the game and everything, so it's pretty well painted. I mean, I think there's a little bit on the side. I don't know if that's supposed to be there. It doesn't look like it might be, just like a little bit of overpaint there. But yeah, it's great detail here on the eye. This is very anime looking, the whole thing actually. You can see the vents here on the side with more lights. He has like a little, I guess that must be a laser, and there's like a device up here. I think it might be a laser or another light. I think it's a laser. But yeah, come down and you see more of the vents and everything down here, and more of the detail on the arm. The back of this figure just shines. The sculpting here is outstanding. Just really very detailed. All the way from the top all the way to the bottom. This is a outstanding figure. The only thing about this figure is it doesn't move. There's zero articulation on it. It's basically a statue. Actually, that's not true. It has 1 point of articulation, and that's this here. This is how Jack ends up getting inside of BT. The top opens up, and there's like a little lip here. You gotta kind of pull it, and the bottom opens up, and then Jack jumps in there and stands in. Now see, he stands really well inside the BT. And this closes, and then that closes, and now he's inside of his mech and he can control him. I would like to see some details on the inside where Jack is standing, but That's fine because you don't really see it while it's closed anyway. So let's bring up the old Figometer and take a look at how BT stacks up. I would have loved to see some articulation on this. That would have just knocked it out of the park. However, you know, it is a pop figure, and pop figures usually either have 1 or 2 points of articulation, usually 1, even though BT has the opening door, but that's about it. However, the amazing sculpt and the great paint job make up for any lack of articulation on this thing. So BT would get a 5 out of 5. This is definitely more of a high-end action figure. It's much more detailed than your regular pop figure. And if you're a big fan of the game like I was, you will absolutely love BT. And if you love this review, make sure you hit that subscribe button so I can see you next time on It Figures.